You are watching Soleful Discussions.
So hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
All right. How did our paths cross today? How did you and I just meet right now?
I was walking to dry cleaning.
Yeah.
And you asked if I had some time to answer some questions about
Reflexology?
Yeah, reflexology.
So I gave you 3 topics in total. Do you remember the other 2 as well?
Yeah, mental health and feet.
Exactly. So now when you heard feet, what did you think about? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
I just waited until the rest of the session.
Are you ready to listen to the rest of it?
Yeah, so once I heard reflexology, I thought, feet reflexology.
Okay.
That's a massage.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. In terms of, so we're going to ask you some questions today and we'll get your thoughts about how you feel about feet and everything.
Yeah.
What about mental health? Are there any topics that maybe you're invested in, you follow, or anything like that?
Nothing I'm invested in.
Yeah.
It's just really important.
Okay.
People take care of it, like they take care of their physical health, whether they do it or not.
So today we're going to talk about like social media and the impacts it can have on like depression and anxiety. So I'll get your thoughts about how you feel about that as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Reflexology, have you heard of it before?
Yeah.
Because you did mention to me when I said it, you were like, oh, can I go get a massage? Is this what this is?
Yeah. I was like, I wanted to try this out. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and you can tell me what you think about it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the first question. What are your thoughts about how the world is starting to become more aware of mental health and everything?
Well, it's almost funny that it hasn't been something that people were aware of, because physical health is definitely something that's important.
Yeah.
There isn't really a difference between the two.
Exactly.
They come hand in hand. And I always thought that the same way we check up, do a daily, like a yearly physical for a doctor, you should be doing the same with your mental health. It comes in hand. Yeah, the doctor used to be a place for that.
Exactly.
It used to. And then all of the specialization happened, and all of the medicine got really disjuncted, and so people didn't know how to handle their health anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not a weakness, but it's definitely been stigmatized for a really long time.
Exactly. So in terms of social media, first of all, what are your thoughts about social media? And then how do you use social media yourself?
This has been almost the bane of my existence because I don't have any.
Oh, okay. I met another unicorn. I think you're like the 5th person.
Oh, the 5th?
The 5th person I've met since I've been doing this. No social media, they don't go on it. So
that's not a unicorn then, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying in terms of, because I've done maybe close to 200 interviews.
Yeah.
So 5 out of that, those are unicorns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, definitely a small percentage.
Yeah.
I never understood the point. I guess I'm a bit old school. I've always been, since I was little, just pick up the phone and call me, and that was even just to make an appointment date to show up somewhere, and then we have a face-to-face interaction.
Okay.
After that, there's no point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man.
So,
I respect that, definitely. So in terms of like things that may bring you anxiety, what are some things that bring you anxiety? You don't have to go too in depth, but just like maybe more surface level.
Anxiety. A lot of maybe shoulds.
Okay.
Where I think other people think that I should be. If I start to listen to that, and I get really confused.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit of time to unwaver that until I realize, oh no, that's not my voice.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Okay.
So and that comes from, sometimes the most confusing part comes from the people who love you the most.
Yeah,
right?
that's so true.
So then you do want to listen, and you do take it all in. And then it doesn't really sit well with you.
Yeah.
That is the anxiety.
Okay, cool. Let's get into these questions. Now I'm going to be intrigued to see how you feel about them. All right. What are your thoughts about your feet? How do you feel about your feet?
I don't really think about them much.
Okay.
They get me from place to place, so I really enjoy them.
Do you like them from an aesthetic standpoint? Like, do you like them or do you not like them?
I don't think about them at all. I only had one friend who said she didn't like my feet.
Really?
So, yeah, I thought, okay.
That's pretty mean. Jesus.
She was that kind of a person.
Okay, straight up.
She's
So
like an old lady in like a really young body. You know, like old Ajuma style.
Yeah.
Korean Persian women are like that.
Okay. know what you mean. Yeah, but like you have old soul, basically. Yeah. In terms of like compliments, have you ever received compliments about your feet before? Because besides your friends saying that,
Yeah.
but anybody ever said, "Hey, you had nice feet"?
Again, I don't know if anyone's looking at my feet.
Okay.
Also, I wear sneakers most of the time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm always walking, which is why I
see.
enjoy my feet a lot.
I see.
Because of looking at my feet. So yeah, no one talks about my feet.
So let's say it's a rare occasion. You're
Yeah.
wearing open toe shoes. Somebody makes a comment and says, "Hey, they think you have nice feet." How would that make you feel?
I really don't think about it.
So you wouldn't be okay with it, or would you be
I
like
would
more
feel
dismissive?
Nothing about it.
Really?
Yes. Like
Okay.
it'd be like someone saying nice anything. I'd be
Also,
like,
if anybody gave you, you're like that with compliments in general, then.
yeah, it means that it's about that person, right?
Got it.
They like something that is about them, and
you can't really control that, like what it is that they like.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
they said something about it, and I say okay. I usually don't have time to even listen to it, and
Really?
then
You're constant on your walks.
I hear it, and then maybe like 2-3 seconds later, and then I turn back and I'm like, what was that?
Oh man. Okay. So in terms of things you do like to be complimented about, right? If you're gonna get a compliment about something, what would you prefer for it to be about?
Who I am as a person, I
Okay.
guess. Something that I might value that I know that I worked on.
Yeah.
I haven't worked on my feet, so it does nothing for me.
So I don't really care about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Maybe if I was a foot model,
Okay.
then you would want compliments on your feet, right? Whatever you're invested in, wherever
It's
you put
interesting though
value.
that you say that because like I get women that like honestly like they've only experienced the bad side where people have made comments or said like the feet didn't look nice, and so they were more like, yeah, I appreciate a compliment like that because it boosts my confidence or whatever, lets me know I'm doing something right. So I don't think just foot models, but like I think sometimes some women like may deal with things that are like they may have insecurities or things about that, and so hearing something positive can make them feel better about it. So
Yeah, I can see it. Maybe if you, because it's such an overlooked body part, and it's usually not taken care of.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it makes sense, and especially there's like lots of manicures, so sometimes that's kind of associated. Saying like nice feet is saying nice shoes, nice.
You take care of yourself. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like nice hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of like, if you were potentially dating someone, or you were going to start dating someone, what would you consider something to be like a deal breaker? Something you're like, I can't deal with that. I've gotten all kinds of answers, and the one answer that I never get, or I rarely get, I'll say, nobody really talks about infidelity. Like it's like almost like people mention loyalty a lot. Like loyalty, I've gotten like if you're not good with like customer service, like with the people who are in the customer service industry, and like you're like really like crappy to them, then like that's a turn off. Drugs, things like that. You got anything along those lines, or?
I understand the question.
Yeah.
It's just the idea. I don't even like. It's not like there's a set standard of requirements, right? It's looking at the person as a whole.
Okay.
So if they're doing certain things like cheating, drugs, being terrible to other people, that's a symptom of a problem underneath. So it's not like it's gonna be one thing. It's not like you can be nice to someone, but everything else is gonna go under it. They're all one mess. So that's why it's hard for me to say. It's like I can't say what is a one deal breaker or not. It's someone who either matches me or doesn't.
Got it.
Because if it's someone who matches me, then they wouldn't. I don't know. They wouldn't do any of those.
Yeah. It would be like if you guys are compatible in that way, and like you match with the same type of ideals, then they wouldn't be on that, so you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm sure I have a lot of deal breakers in that. Yeah, if my love was cheating on me, I'm out.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, if my love was starting to be very rude to everyone, I'd be like, okay, something's going on. It's all the same, right? Someone who's mean to others means that they're mean to themselves, which means that that's going to come back to me and my family. everything.
Ooh,
So it's hard to say. It's not one thing. It's almost everything.
Can't
to me.
quantify it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
In terms of how often you get pedicures, how often do you get pedicures?
Yeah, almost never. Maybe like 2 or 3 times in my life.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
in your life?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, another person in that. You're a rare few. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Is
I
there a reason for it? Like, is it like because you just like kind of like you said you don't really like look at that as an important thing, so you're like I don't really need to go do that, or do you do your own self care? Or
Yeah, like I've just recently started to understand why people go to the salon. I guess again, I've mostly been traveling a lot. It's like where have I invested my time and my resources? It hasn't been getting my hair done and my nails. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like do my own things.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fun. It's relaxing. Definitely love it when someone's taking care of you.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not always around the.
Okay.
It's not in
that
my
makes
schedule.
sense. You're always on the run. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Like you just running.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
But I found a lady who had really nice nails. She recommended a place, and I was like, I need to book a place to go.
There it is. Yeah. Okay, dope. How often do you? Because you kind of said you wear shoes a lot because you're constantly traveling and moving around. How often do you wear open-toe shoes?
Like sandals. It really depends. Like if I'm in the mountainous area, I'm not wearing.
Yeah, you're not wearing it. Yeah, absolutely.
Then if I'm by the beach, then it's every day.
Okay.
So, right.
Cool. All right. How often do you go like barefoot, no shoes?
Again, depends.
Okay.
I'm always barefoot at home, so pretty much every day. Yeah.
So here's a question for you though, because I keep getting interesting answers from this.
Yeah.
At the beach, do you go barefoot? Like if you're at the beach?
Yeah.
What about at the park?
Sometimes when it's like really, really green.
Okay.
So if there's like a lot of nice grass, I don't want to be wearing shoes. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know. Some of the women I've been interviewing, a lot of them have been saying like I got my shoes on at the park, and I'm like, so you have your blanket out, like you're relaxing, you're under a tree.
My shoes are off.
And they're like, yeah, I got my shoes on. I was like, whoa, okay.
Okay, I'll look for excuses to take off my shoes. There's no coffee in there.
Yeah.
And like, if you're going for a nice road trip, then
take that moment.
Yeah, you can put your feet up.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
That's dope. Okay.
Like I don't know, maybe it's because like I'm Asian, so we're more. Like,
you're accustomed to like that. It's more of a cultural thing, right?
Shoes off all the time, right?
Yeah.
Your feet are cleaned all the time.
Yeah.
Like I was just having like our floors are clean.
Yeah.
Like if something's sticky on your foot, you wash it.
Yeah.
You don't go to bed with dirty feet.
Yes.
It's like you come home, you go outside in nature, enjoy it, and then you come home and you wash it.
Wash your feet, yeah.
You wash it as much as you wash your hands.
Yeah.
The thing is also and you moisturize it. It's the same care.
Yeah.
It just might be that people also don't wash their hands, so there's that.
Thank you very much. During the pandemic, that was something that was an eye opener for me.
Yeah.
Where it was like hearing a lot of people like the fact that they had to tell people to wash their hands. I was like, shouldn't that already be something that you naturally do, but we have to tell people that? It's very crazy. Anyway.
Like feet and hands are the same.
Same thing, yeah, absolutely. So now, can we see what your feet look like? Is that okay?
No, they're.
She's wearing boots.
Yeah.
She's got the boots on.
I'm not that invested in taking everything. No.
I noticed you like when I was walking down the street, you were like kicking rocks. Like I noticed you kicking like a rock.
I was
almost like a kid, like just like walking and like enjoying like. I was like, yeah, she's just like enjoying the day.
Yeah, there was this big rock.
Yeah.
And it's like a nice, like, I don't really play soccer, but if you get a nice, you can match it on the heel and like, yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
I thought that's why you were gonna call me because I had kicked it into your.
Oh no, absolutely. But I noticed I was like, you just to me it reminded you of like kick the can or something like that. You just like kind of enjoying yourself and that like childish part of you is just like there. Like that's dope. I really think that's interesting. So let me give you a little background about my channel, like why I got started and like kind of like why these questions are the way that they are and everything like that. So during quarantine, I was watching another guy's channel and he was talking about this mental health term that deals with people living in the moment, right? Like sometimes people are presented with situations and they overthink those situations, right? And so to the point where they can think themselves out of a situation. And I've tended to be somebody like that in the past where I was like always like, if I do this, this is gonna happen, and if I do that, that's gonna happen. And next thing you know, the situation is gone. too late. So in the process, what you're supposed to do is like think of a positive outcome, like foresee a positive outcome, even if it doesn't happen, right? Live with whatever the decision is and just like follow through with it. So I wanted to start a channel kind of centered around that, right? Living in the moment, seeing if the women I interview can live in the moment, if me going through with the interview, because it's not the most comfortable thing, asking these types of questions, because some people can tend to be uncomfortable, right? When they hear the subject of feet and people are uncomfortable and they weirded out about it. So for me to go out and do that and relay the message and see what I get from it is like me working on it as well. So my channel is supposed to be all about like trying to normalize the conversation around feet. Like people have weird connotations and stuff attached to it. So through my interactions and through the steps that we go through to see if like the person I'm interviewing can be comfortable with that. What are your thoughts about that in terms of like trying to connect that to like the mental health side and trying to like overcome anxiety and things like that?
I'm personally just curious in why feet for you.
Yeah, so like I said, so I'm somebody who's been like interested in feet in the past, right? And sometimes expressing that to other people is like comes with like almost like, can I really do it, or how are they gonna look at it if I say that I'm into this or whatever like that?
Interested
So,
in how?
Huh?
Interested how?
Oh, so I have an attraction to it. Yeah.
Okay.
So exactly. So in the past, like that hasn't been something that's easy to like say to other people or whatever like that. So going out and doing these interactions or whatever like that, are a way for me to like show that you can be comfortable saying that and expressing that to people and like seeing what you get from it. What are your thoughts about that?
I just have more questions. So what is it that what is it about feet, I guess, that attracts you?
The attraction that I have to it? I think I have more of attraction just for like the way that the foot looks, the way that I like when they're done. Sometimes if like there's jewelry work, so just the aesthetic portion, like I like the view. Those things are like attractive to me.
You know maybe why?
I don't know when it started for me. I think it was as a kid, like I always knew it, like that it was there. It wasn't like it was like something happened and then I was like, oh, this is something I like. It was just always kind of there.
So it's a deal breaker for you then?
Is that a deal breaker for me?
If you're not attracted to, you maybe you're attracted to the person but not their feet.
No, because like I found that like, so that's not like the only thing for me. It's not like I'm like, it has to be this or nothing. Like it's like more like, I'm more concerned that like the inner beauty and like whether like how you said earlier about connecting with the person. And that's the most important thing to me. Like the other stuff, that's like secondary. But in terms of something I'm attracted to from the physical side, that's something that I'm attracted to. I also like long hair. I like colorful eyes. Like these are all things that like I'm attracted to. So to me, it was like the feet portion is something that a lot of people tend to be weirded out about. So I wanted to start a YouTube channel, like talking about that to see like what the interaction would be like. Because some people were like extremely uncomfortable. Like I've had some people get up and walk away like midway through the interview. So like that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Everyone has their thing.
Yeah.
But it's important that you be honest with what is attractive to you and sit through that discomfort even for yourself.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be. You can be okay with the fact that someone's gonna walk away.
Exactly.
And you still have to keep doing that because I think for you to live your best life, you want to be attracted to the person's foot. If that's something that you're attracted to,
like I said,
you have to
part of it,
be.
but not. It's not the whole thing, right?
It's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you could have your ideal woman,
Yeah.
Of course, number one is that you resonate.
Yeah.
Like your soul,
Exactly.
personality. But then also the cherry on top that you don't want to be
exactly.
missing is that you're also attracted to her feet.
Yeah.
Likewise, that she's attracted to you
Exactly.
physically, right? She's not compromising and you're not.
Exactly.
The only way you're gonna figure that out is if you are honest about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like some people are uncomfortable. That's totally okay. Those are not your people.
Exactly. So that's what my channel is all about. Like trying to normalize the conversation around it so that people can feel comfortable expressing to other people about like, hey, I'm attracted to this, and not feel like they're gonna be like people are gonna shame them or they're gonna be like teased or like bullied or anything like that. So that's what my channel is all about. With my interactions.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, you do you. I also I think that if you naturally like someone and they are liking you, it's not like you have to bring this up on a first date either. I
No,
think that's
I would definitely. I think that you should do it
like,
early, but not that early.
Even still, like that's the same thing as like I'm attracted to your boobs. Like everyone knows that that's something you can be attracted to, but you don't say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's something that kind of comes along as you're dating the person, you're courting them, and then at some point you're just like, when you're both comfortable enough to have that discussion, then you say it. Because like for my girlfriend right now, when we first started talking, she asked me like, I think during our like second like correspondence, like we were messaging each other, and she was like, "What are you into?" And she was like, "Be upfront, just be completely honest, or whatever like that." And I was like, "Okay, cool. This is what I like." And she was like, "Okay, nothing wrong with that." And then she told me what she liked, and that was it. So it's like exactly. So I feel like it's important that when that moment comes, to just be honest and be upfront. Yeah. So let's talk about reflexology, and I'll let you get up out of here, right? Okay. So reflexology is all about the different pressure points we actually have in our hands and our feet. Those pressure points actually connect with different parts of our body. And through massage, through acupuncture, through pressure, you can actually alleviate stress and tension throughout your body. So for people who deal with migraines, right, there's a portion of the foot to massage and apply pressure to that can alleviate tension during those moments of migraines. Yeah. What are your thoughts about that? Like, because I think you were like really excited. You're like, can I go get a reflexology session right now?
Yeah, I thought you were doing maybe an ad for her. I was
I'm ready.
Yeah, I've gotten acupuncture, and then they'll put it in certain parts of your feet, right? So your whole body is interconnected. Yeah. And I think it's just a symbol of like health. I'm sure like to express why you're attracted to feet, it's the same reason actually why people are attracted to small faces, larger eyes, whatever. Yeah. It's an indicator of health. Yeah. So, of course, the feet is also a really sensitive place. It picks up all of the toxins, all of the dirt throughout your day. And so, yeah, a lot of people love getting a foot massage at the end of the day. Yeah. Why not? It makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
I just haven't gotten full body, but yeah, it makes every single part of your nervous system is connected. Yeah. There's a lot of nerves in your feet. So if you know how to like manipulate those, release pressure, I'm sure it'll carry out to the rest of your body.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's wrap up the interview now. In terms of my approach, coming up and asking me to do the interview, was it good? Was it bad? What were your thoughts about my approach?
It was succinct, concise, to the point, and their demeanor was pretty friendly. So yeah, I felt very simply I could say yes or no up to me in my moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I try to make sure I keep. Like, I don't want to ever make somebody feel uncomfortable or like anything like that. So thank you so much. In terms of the interview as a whole, did you see how everything was going in the line? Did it make sense to you? Did you learn anything new from the information?
I didn't learn anything new.
So most of the stuff you already knew, but maybe more expanded on? Or?
I think you were asking most about my opinion, so it was, I was right, but I was just vocalizing things that I didn't know.
Got it. Okay. Last thing I'll ask, from a mental health standpoint, a life lesson that you learned, some wise words that somebody once said to you, that you can share on my channel?
I think people do know what they need. Okay. All of those, the anxiety, the depression, all of it is a signal to you that something is wrong. It's not that you are wrong, that you're responding to where you are in your life, that you need to change. It's not that you're incurable, that you're a lost cause. It's whoever you are deep down inside, you can call it your inner being, your inner child, your deepest you, whether you're religious, spiritual, atheist, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's something your body and your mind is screaming at you. And the reason why we have these ruminations, these constant thoughts, these feelings, and we tend to think in the past, is that's ourselves trying to solve a problem. Yeah. It's not. It might be a terrible, scary place to be, but it's a place that you need to be to kind of get yourself out of it. And so you can. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Right. It's going to be hard. I'm sure people who are suffering are having a hard time. Yeah. But it's not that there's something inherently wrong with you. It's actually your body doing exactly what it's trying to do, which is to get you out of a situation you're not supposed to be in.
Okay. Love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate you stopping to do the interview, and we hope that you have a great one. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
A few moments later.
All right, so hi, and then welcome back, right back.
Yeah.
just left, and now we're back. So what ended up happening? What just happened right now?
I just got a pedicure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So first of all, how did you feel about the fact like we finished the interview, we talked a little bit, and then I offered the pedicure? How was that for you?
It was definitely a surprise, but a welcome one.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
Because when you asked me to do the interview, I immediately asked like, "Oh, this is for reflexology, right?" And then when you're like, "Oh, well, I'm offering a pedicure," I was like, "This is actually quite the same."
There it is. Like it's still in there somewhere. It's
Yeah.
probably pampered a little bit. So
Yes, it was really generous. I appreciated it a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you, and that's what I kind of wanted to show a little appreciation for that. So, in terms of the first set of questions, we were asking questions and everything. What were your thoughts about that, and kind of like the channel and everything?
The questions, they were really just open, and I didn't think that they were anything intrusive or there's just nothing negative about it. I understand it comes from curiosity and openness. So I thought it was questions, easy to talk about. You can just see that the intentions are just to get to know from just a pure curious place.
Okay, cool. Well, we definitely appreciate that. So now we asked you the first time if we could see what your feet look like, and you're kind of like, no, not entirely comfortable with that. Now I want to ask you, was it more about because they weren't done? Was it more about because you had just met me? Was there a reason behind it? Like totally combination maybe?
A lot of it, yes. It's work.
Yeah.
To take them, like I said,
Take the boots off and all that. Yeah.
If I was wearing sandals and you just wanted to look down, I would be like, okay. And also, they weren't done, so I can't help anyone on the street looking at them. But at the same time, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna show it off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you just came out of your house in sweats, right? Or something isn't like there. And I was just like, once my feet were done, I was sad to put on my boots back on. Yeah, I was like, oh, couldn't you just come and you can like take a shot now? Because it's the same thing. Once you have the boots on, like you gotta put the socks on. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, are we gonna be able to get you? Can we see what your feet like? Is that gonna be possible?
I mean, I could say one.
Oh,
You need both?
Because we need to get the comparison. Like, we usually find some people who have like a half a size difference or just the toe alignment is slightly different. Just, want to get into full appreciation. It's Saturday. We're not doing anything. It's just like, is it possible? All right, cool. All right, and the reason why she's saying this is because she has these long boots on. And
See, it's a long
it's a hassle.
day.
She has to do a lot, but definitely appreciate you being open and going through it.
Well, like I said, they were so nicely pampered, and then I had to put the boots on. They don't work.
You're like, let's leave your socks on for now. Can you just take both boots off? And then, we'll get you the. We're going to have you put them up here.
This is hilarious.
All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let me get you to put them up down like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then first of all, what size do you wear?
I'm a 9.5.
9.5, okay, but I think it's like proportionate with your height, because I would imagine you're about 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, 5'10".
5'10". Okay, so pretty tall, foot's like right in there. Have you ever had any insecurities about your feet being like slightly bigger than like what people would consider to be like an average size for a woman?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, the thing is, I never thought it was a problem because of my proportion. At the same time, it's almost like no excuse. There's like, I'm a giant, but someone still expects my feet to be size 7, 8.
Yeah.
And then,
you can't control that.
Yeah, I can't control it. again, I have no problems with my feet, but
Yeah.
lots of other women have a lot
They
to say
do.
about it.
Yeah, okay, so
So,
have you experienced the like negative side of it where people are like teasing you or anything like that? Because you didn't say your
Yeah.
friend, she's made comments about your feet,
Yeah.
so they're not nice. Or...
That's just one person. Most people don't go out of their way to say anything because,
Okay.
like I said, you surround yourself with people who are positive in general.
Okay.
But it's definitely noticeable. Like
Yeah.
you can't find shoes your size,
That is so true.
and you can't find anything comfortable.
Yeah.
So part of the reason why I think people don't take care of their feet or they're not comfortable about it is you just gotta look at the shoes that are around.
Yeah.
They're not nice and they're not
Yeah,
comfortable.
you gotta be careful with that,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, let's get you to extend out. We're gonna do the bottoms really quick and then like close up like this.
My socks are dirty.
It's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now you can take your socks off. All right. So here we go. This is the big reveal. All right. Okay. All right. You went with a different color. You said you were originally thinking red, right? So you went with more of a lilac color.
Yeah.
That's what that is, right?
It was unicorn.
Oh, you thought about the unicorn that we talked about earlier. Okay.
Yeah, so I saw the colors bright. I asked
Okay.
her what she recommended, and
Yeah.
she said since it's spring to go with something like
That's a good, and this is a good color. I like this.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
and
it's
I don't
fine.
think your toes look very nice. You have very nice feet, and I think that your toes are more on the slender side, right? You have more of the slenderness going. You're like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
I have no idea. But
They're like very slender, and it looks like your second toe is bigger than the big toe, right?
yeah,
So you have what's called the Grecian toe alignment,
Grecian.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So there's different toe alignments. So when your second toe is bigger, it's Grecian. When your bigger toe is bigger, it's Egyptian. So you have what's the Grecian.
What's that
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So now let's get you to extend out again. We're gonna look at the bottoms, and these just got cleaned, nice and nice. All right.
What does the Grecian mean?
So it's just that's the style of foot. So
Okay.
most people who have like some type of Greek in them or whatever like that, they tend to have that toes a little bit longer. Some people even call it a bossy toe. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but yeah, it's called a bossy toe as well. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. So I'm gonna get you to do a couple things with your feet. All right. And this is the test, like the dexterity and stuff like that. But first of all, before that, are you ticklish at all? When you get pedicures and stuff, you ticklish? Not at all? All right. Would you mind if we test on camera? You see? Is that okay?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I don't want to test. Okay. Let's get you to do these different movements I'm talking about though. Keep your toes up straight like this. I want to get you to bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort when you do this. Is it hard to do? Easy to do?
Easy.
Easy. Okay, relax. Let me get you to spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing that. Oh, you do it pretty well. Okay.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Last thing, wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing that. Easy to do?
Easy.
Okay.
Is this supposed to be hard?
So for some people, they can sometimes suffer like they don't have as much flexibility in their feet because they don't move around a lot. Like the muscles get tense and stiff. Just like the other muscles in your body, right? If you go to the gym, right, and you start working out for the first time, like you might not be able to do certain things because you don't make those movements all the time. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. So I don't know if you have any type of dance experience or something like that, or maybe that's why you ever
I like
yoga or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I like yoga.
So maybe that's why. Maybe you've done yoga and you have experience like being flexible and things like that. But some people don't have it. Yeah, absolutely. So thoughts about like this experience, getting the pedicure, coming out. We took a look at your feet. They're nice and done. What were your thoughts about this whole experience as a whole? First of all, meeting me in a random way.
Yeah.
I saw you like walking down the street, kicking a rock. We went from that to this.
Yeah, part of the dexterity might be I play around with the foot.
There it is. Yeah, you kicking rocks and stuff down the street. What is your thoughts about the whole experience as a whole? Everything today.
I enjoyed the pedicure a lot.
Okay.
I feel very relaxed. There's the sun
Nice.
here.
The sun's here. Actually, got a little bit of the wind blowing through and everything. Pretty nice, right? All right. Well, we thank you so much for definitely coming out and doing this. We appreciate everything, and we hope that you have a great one. All right?
Thank you.
So,